All right, so the pick to port's a bit of a weird one just because now there's a lot of platforms that are going to be in play. We'll see how that affects game one.
I know those top platforms, both of these characters can exploit pretty well because they're so short horizontally, so they can cover every tech option on there really, really nicely. I know from an edgeguard perspective, Ori can also abuse that platform right there, especially, having not only platform control, but just running over it and leaving Sign on top and then covering the bottom half like Ori S-Smash. Very hard to get around. Yeah,
it's a pretty volatile start, and I'm actually really excited to see what's going to come out of it, just because both these characters can exploit the hell out of this stage, to be real with you.
One thing I neglected to mention is that Jesier also does have an Absa, so he does understand this character firsthand, and you're seeing that come out with these crouch cancels. He's crouch canceling both the Cloud and the F-Tilt 2, but he still gets picked up by Jesier afterwards. And he doesn't, not Jesier, Akashi, but Jesier doesn't even slow down, just drops off the platform and tries to chase down Akashi, finds the back air, and it actually kills.
All right. A little bit of a suspect DI, but it's still very early on into the match, so it's not the biggest of issues. Nonetheless, though, it gives us an idea of how both these players are going to respond once that the anti-cloud movement comes into play. Because you saw how Akashi, he ran to the other side. He just started preparing for what he was going to do with the next cloud. Meanwhile, Akashi, Jesier head more towards the ground. And I feel like where Ori sticks more to the ground is going to be better for controlling the pace of this match compared to where Akashi is trying to float around in the air.
Right. I think a big part of it is, again, those crouch cancels. We're seeing Jesier deliberately, you see him right crouching, just hoping to get things lined up and then being able to either parry the Cloud or at least just eat the hit and just run in for a punish. The reverse up air, though. And a really great punish by Jesier, and he's just taken full control of this game now. Playing such a slower tempo than I'm used to seeing him playing, but he's making it work really well, just very slowly, carefully weaving through the obstacle course that Akashi's trying to set up. But the Thunder Line catching the air dodge, that was nice.
Like, he's trying not to let anything slow his approach. And we've seen that a lot of the defensive options that Jesier is going for, and also his positioning. Like, he's waiting in really good spots for Akashi, and that was the first time in game one that we actually saw Akashi like take advantage of that.
Yeah, and I think that was part of it was Jesier, since he's holding down to crouch cancel so many of these options of in the quick attack, that means his DI for the Thunder Kicks is terrible, and he got blown up really hard by Akashi for it.
If Jesier is able to like adapt that in a way where he can still manage his crouch cancels consistently, but also respond fast enough so that he has proper DI, that's just going to be scary outright.
So, like, the amount of space that, like, Sign is covering near that platform, right, where it can cover landing on it or even come, like, sneaking below it with quick attack, helps him a lot, but Akashi makes it past at that time at 155%. Ori can kill so much here. Great DI in that back air.
This is where we're going to want to see Akashi play a lot more passively if he wants to try and take things back here. Otherwise, Jesier can clap him with damn near anything back air from the ledge is going to do it, in fact.
I like that adjustment we saw by Akashi at the very end, right? He tossed out that Cloud, and once again, you know, Jesier was crouching, but Akashi was ready for it this time because immediately after laying over the Cloud, he just jumped, right? Because Jesier assumed this is my moment to get in because I got the crouch cancel, and Akashi turned that table around, but wasn't enough to actually take it. But that's the sign of adaptation that we wanted to see in the middle of the game, right? Not just between games. We got the bans, very short stages for the most part being banned in terms of like just stage space on the ground. Which is an interesting choice for to see Ori do, but I think, what was it, oh, never mind. Okay, we're just going to go into Shovel Knight stage. I was going to guess that part of it was like really large side blast stones on Treetop. It was also something else that Jesier wanted to be able to carry off the side of the stage when he did find an opening, and he wouldn't be able to do it there.
I think that as far as the bans are concerned, Jesier knew his battle's going to be taken to the skies one way or another. Like, Akashi's going to either figure out some way to take advantage of the platforms to play defensively, or his combos are going to be more vertically oriented. One way or the other, he knew what he was going to do.
The Cloud Snipes by Jesier are so good, and just like that, back air into reverse up air once again. That was so clean.
Do you think there are no clouds on the stage? This is bright, clear, sunny weather out here.
This is this is a stage that like Absas do really love too, but like being able to find those kills off the side, and not only that, but understanding exactly how Akashi wants to come down and catching these clouds. There we go, preemptively popping it. That's the sort of thing that Akashi needs to do, is recognize when Jesier's eye is on it and hit it just before he can reach it.
All right. Never mind, we're just playing dodgeball out here. Jesier's running away with this game too, not giving Akashi any chance to adapt. Because as you brought up towards the end of game one, that's what we were starting to see out of Akashi. He was picking up on the habits that Jesier was bringing up throughout the match, and he was starting to slowly change his game plan to that. here in game 2, Jesier's not giving him that type of an opportunity. Already down to his last stock, pressuring him at the base platform, and Akashi has had no opportunity to establish any sense of stage control.
Another thing that I've noticed is that Jesier's movement is so much more dynamic this game than the previous one. Like earlier, he was kind of crawling, but there, he was just schmoving all around Akashi until he finally found the aerials he needed to close out the stocks. And like that was that a 3 stock or just a day V2? It was.
That was 3.
That was a 3 stock? Yeah, that was just complete.